Good morning. I'd like to welcome our veterans, our faculty, staff, and students. Today we come together to honor and thank our veterans for their military service. We recognize those who are here in attendance today and those who are unable to be here today due to illness and loss. With these veterans in mind, please stand in respectful silence for the presentation of the colors by members of the Civil Air Patrol. Please remain standing for the national anthem and the Pledge of Allegiance led by Jillian Gaines.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. The RB Choir, Band, and Orchestra will now perform songs in honor of each branch of the military. Veterans, when you hear your song, please stand or wave.
The United States Army. The United States Marines. The United States Navy. The United States Coast Guard. The United States Air Force. Please stand and recite the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
you. You may be seated. At this time, I would like to introduce Ms. Sandy Chaika and representatives from Student Association and the football field, or football team.
This year, the RB football program wanted to once again show their support for veterans and also give back in honor of their service. On October 12th, the football game was designated as Military Appreciation Night. Current and past members of the military were invited to join the players on the field for the national anthem and were honored for their service. The band, POMs, and cheerleaders had special performances to honor the military. In the days leading up to the game, and at the game, several fundraisers took place, including a Red, White, and Jeans Day for faculty and staff, Split the Pot, the sale of wristbands by the football team, yellow ribbons sold by the cheerleaders at the game, and donations at the gate to raise funds for the Hines VA Hospital. We combined all of these fundraisers and donations, and at this time, on behalf of all the Bulldog coaches, players, students, and staff, we are proud to present a check for $2,600.17. The donation will be forwarded to Hines Hospital. This year, we did not want to stop there. A West Point graduate and RB alum contacted us about his current deployment in Afghanistan and asked if we could help raise the spirit of his troops. Student Association immediately addressed this challenge and ran a candy drive. Over the past week, we collected over 200 pounds of candy and also received donations of toothbrushes, toothpaste, floss, and chapstick. We will be sending these comfort items to troops in Afghanistan, to an air base on the border of Turkey and Syria, and still have enough for the USO to stock their centers for the military at the airports. We also want to announce that Student Association with Ms. Mina will kick off the holiday cards for troops on Monday at all lunches. Students, please stop by the front of the cafeteria to write a note or sign a card for an active member of the military this holiday season. The cards will be given to the USO of Illinois, and they will be distributed in a variety of ways. Thank you in advance for your support of this project. The Bulldogs are proud to honor the sacrifices made by all veterans, past and present. Thank you, veterans.
And now, Anthony Powell from the Paralyzed Veterans of America Vaughan chapter will present.
I want to say thank you to all the vets here and who's not here. On behalf of the Vaughan Paralyzed Veterans of America Vaughan chapter, we want to present this plaque as a small token to the principal and to the school. It says here, a grateful recognition of sincere interest and effort to contribute in advancement of our serious disability vets. And we recognize for recognizing us on this Veterans Day. Thank you very much. And to the principal, we thank you. Thank you very much.
And now it's my honor to introduce to you our speaker today. We have Mr. Howard Parker. Mr. Parker is a West Point graduate and Vietnam veteran. Please give Mr. Parker your attention.
Good morning. As were told, my name's Howard Parker. Once I graduated West Point, I went to Ranger School, spent a little bit of time in scenic Fort Bragg, North Carolina, and then I started flying west until I ended up east. I was the 2nd platoon leader in D Company, 1st Battalion, 502nd Parachute Infantry Regiment, in the 101st Airborne Division. There are 3 days that recognize people in the military. In April, we celebrate Armed Forces Day for people wearing the uniform. Today, we celebrate Veterans Day. That's for people that took the uniform off. And in the end of May, we celebrate Memorial Day for people who never got a chance to take the uniform off. Now, over the years, Veterans Day has changed. On the 11th day of the 11th month, at 11 o'clock in the morning, the Great War ended, the war to end all wars. The armistice for World War I. When I was growing up, most people still called it Armistice Day. It was a day of remembrance and a day where people swore that this would never happen again. Unfortunately, as we all know, it did. It was changed to Veterans Day at the end of World War II. The United States lost 116,000 men in World War I. Interestingly, about half of those were lost in the 1918 influenza epidemic that swept Europe. Estimates are that civilian and military deaths in World War I were 37 to 40 million people. Veterans Day is, to me, a reminder of the time I served my country, and it's a time to share collective memories with other veterans. These people, men and women you see out here, we have a shared bond. Doesn't matter what service you were in, when you served, whether you volunteered, or whether you were drafted. The point is, everyone answered yes when they were asked. It's a time to remember old friends, tell war stories, and to pass on to my children what service to the country means. I was told I could only speak 5 minutes, so I won't tell you any war stories. But these men and women out here deserve your respect for what they did. And I guess I have to do this. I am going to quote William Shakespeare from Henry V about what it means. But we in it shall be remembered, we few, we happy few, we band of brothers. For he that today that sheds his blood with me shall be my brother. These people out here are my brothers, and I thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Parker. I'd ask that everyone please stand again while the Civil Air Patrol retires the colors. Second hour teachers, please come down to the floor to find your veteran and escort them to your assigned rooms. Students, just stay put for a moment.